I heard a rumor that you can make ice cream in a mason jar. Well, that sounds fun and tasty. I have seen a bunch of different posts about this. The recipes are slightly different, but basically we're gonna shake up heavy whipping cream and some stuff in a jar for like 5 minutes. And then we're gonna put it in the freezer and we're gonna have our own ice cream, and then I don't have to run to the store and buy ice cream. This could be life-changing. Now I have heard that you can use either a quart jar or a pint jar. We're only using 1 cup of cream, but it does double. But I think it's gonna be easier to hold on to a pint jar. And I've heard that pint jars are better to put in the freezer because the sides are straight. Unlike with a quart jar, it's gonna get, you know, there's a little hump there. Technical term, hump. So we're gonna use the pint jar. So to this jar, we're gonna add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 tablespoon of sugar. Well, let's do a cup, 2 tablespoons of sugar. I've actually seen a lot of different amounts regarding the sugar for this recipe, so we're just gonna go with 2 and see what we think. And then we need a pinch of salt. And now I guess we shake it. Cover goes on really tight, and apparently this is gonna take 5 minutes. Shaky, shaky. Can you hear that? It still sounds super liquidy. When it changes, the noise will be different. And it's supposed to double. So when we open this, it's gonna be thicker, obviously, but it's almost gonna be to the top of the jar. Keep shaking. You haven't got your cardio in today? This will do it. This is warming me up. I'm gonna work for this ice cream. It sounds a little different. It sounds like there's not as much space for it to go in there. We're gonna keep going until my timer goes off. Oh, timer. Let's check this. All right. See what we got. Oh yeah. Oh, it definitely changed. Let's get a spoon so I can show you that. That is definitely thicker, and it's almost to the top. So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna decide that is what we were supposed to end up with. We are going to stick it in the freezer now for 3 hours. 3 hours. And then we're gonna see what happens. Can't wait to taste that frozen. Yum. All right, into the freezer. See you in 3 hours. All right, I am just getting ready for supper. We are having French bread pizza, but it is time to check on the ice cream. We are going to open this up. It has been 3 hours. It's kind of popping out the top. Ooh, look at that. It's like a blizzard. You know when you get a blizzard at Dairy Queen, they're supposed to tip it over to show you how thick it is? I'm gonna try a little bit. All right, so here we go. Ooh, it's still very soft. Let me see. Y'all. I'm trying to think of a word for it. It's amazing. It still is really soft, so we are going to stick it back in the freezer. I think we're maybe gonna put it in there till tomorrow. I don't know if I can wait that long. My guess is it depends on what freezer you're putting it in. If I was to put this in my basement freezer, it probably would freeze a lot faster. I was just putting it in the top of my fridge, obviously. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is going to be amazing. amazing uncrustless pumpkin pie. All right, you gotta go back in the freezer for a little bit. Freeze well, my little ice cream. So we are going to try this. It has been in the freezer overnight, my refrigerator freezer. So let's see. Ugh. See in there? It's weird because it's like there's not as much in there anymore. Ooh. It is definitely more solid. That is definitely the consistency of ice cream. Much harder. It's hard to get that on camera. Yeah, so overnight seems to work really well. And maybe I'm having ice cream for breakfast. I don't know. I already had eggs. See, that is much harder in there. Ooh! There, it's back in there. Now what I'm supposing is that there's a lot of different flavors we can try. We could add some cocoa powder in here, maybe some strawberry sauce, maybe peanut butter, maybe bananas, I don't know. Maybe we should try that because what I need is more ice cream in the house. 1 tablespoon of that. Look in here at what we got. Oh, look at that. See if the texture is, oh yeah, much thicker. Into the freezer. Woo. Now we're gonna try some strawberry. So for that, I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon of vanilla, a little pinch of salt. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. I have some homemade strawberry syrup kind of stuff. I'm gonna put about 3 tablespoons of that in there. Oh boy. So we got it in there. And we're gonna shake this up and see what happens. I did add liquid to this. That sauce is not super thick, so we're gonna see if that, you know, the fact that it's kind of liquidy sauce is going to affect the thickening of this. But let's go ahead and shake this and see what happens. Also, I did not add any sugar to this one because there was already sugar in the sauce that I made, so. Shaky, shaky. Get a nice pink color. I have no idea how much strawberryness I should have added. I could have just added like pieces of strawberry, but I didn't know how that would work. It's just a whole big experiment. You're coming along with me on this ride. Let's set the timer so I know how much longer I have to keep shaking this. Ah! Now the timer has gone off and it sounds different as I'm shaking it, so I'm hoping it has thickened. Let's open this and see what we got. Oh yeah, it's thickened. I don't think it's as thick as the chocolate and the vanilla. Let me get a spoon. Let's try this. It's not quite as solid. I think that's because there's chunks of stuff in there. I think I'm actually, there's not a lot more room for it to go, so I think I'm actually just going to put this in the freezer. It might be a softer ice cream, I don't know. Let me taste it. That definitely should have more sugar and more strawberry sauce. I think, man, I probably would have doubled the strawberry flavoring in there. This is weak on the flavoring. But we're still gonna go with it because we can always doctor it up when we put it in our bowl, right? All right, strawberry going in the freezer. See you in several hours, my little ice creams. I would say one of the really great things about this ice cream recipe is that you can control the sugar in it. So depending on what your preferences are, dietary or just taste buds, you can change the sweetener in it. You can change the amounts of the sweetener, so that works really fabulous for you. The other thing that I think is really great about this recipe, I don't remember. The other really great thing about this recipe is, I don't know about you, but if I'm in a certain mood, I could sit down and eat a lot of ice cream, right? Big old bowl of ice cream from the store. You can't do that with this ice cream. It is way more filling. Obviously, there's way more fat in it because it's made from straight heavy whipping cream. And so a couple little spoonfuls and you're gonna feel real good. You're gonna have yourself a little treat and then you're gonna be good to go. So I really like this. I know sometimes this is sold as like a kid's recipe, but I think it's a really great recipe because you can control the recipe for your own needs. Does that make sense? So the strawberry froze into a completely different consistency. I think that has to do with the strawberry sauce that I was using had more liquid in it. So let's see what it tastes like. There's a hint of strawberry. It's not overpowering, but it's more than I thought it would be. But I think if I made this again, I would add more strawberry flavoring, so we had like a real strawberry taste to it. But this will be perfect if I just put some more strawberry sauce on it when I put it in a bowl and eat it. It's really hard to get out of here though. It's a totally different consistency, so I don't know what's up with that, but it's still gonna taste delicious and be edible. So there you go. Let me know what kind of ice cream you try to make so I have more options in my house.